Hey everyone, welcome back to another Cyberzoic review. I am trying to plow through these because my order was quite big. Today we take a look at the highly anticipated Dilophosaurus wetherilli. The first Dilophosaurus, the BOTM version, proved to be extremely popular. That figure sold out pretty fast, and now we have this newer version for Cyberzoic. This figure retails for around 69 bucks. Nice. I'll leave a link down below in the description to Creative Beast Studios if you want to pick one up for yourself. Well, let's take a quick look at the packaging with the Dilophosaurus front and center and that nice window box display. It is part of the Fire Clan. We have amazing artwork on the front of the Dilophosaurus running through the Fire Clan's territory. It is part of the Pyrodactyl unit, which is the armor that's coming out later on. Type mount, spinning it around, we get the picture of the Pyrodactyl armor. Very, very cool looking. And the Fire Knight, which will be the mount for it, and more amazing artwork. Absolutely just love the armor for it. And we also get some facts about Dilophosaurus. So that will do it for the packaging. Let's crack open this absolutely amazing looking figure and take a closer look. And here is the Dilophosaurus out of the packaging, and all I can say is wow. I love the BOTM version, but the Cyberzoic, there's just something special about that new head sculpt. Looks absolutely incredible. The paint apps on this figure are absolutely perfect. One of the nicest painted figures, in my opinion, from Creative Beast Studios. Just all around, absolutely gorgeous looking figure. Like, my favorite part of both Dilophosaurus is that bright blue mouth. It just gives this figure such a unique look, and those tiny little beady eyes just look so cool. Like, they're so nicely painted with that little pupil dot on there. Really the only difference between this figure and the BOTM is different head sculpt, and you have that patch of feathers on top of the body. That's like a separate rubber piece. So yeah, all around absolutely cool and amazing looking figure. For measurements, this figure is about 14.5 inches long from the tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, around 36.8 centimeters, and about 5.5 inches tall to the top of the crest, so just under 14 centimeters. So Dilophosaurus in real life is around 23 feet long, or 7 meters. So I'll put this figure nicely in that 1/18 scale range. For accessories, you do get the standard art card. We get that beautiful Dilophosaurus Cyberzoic art. Back of the card, picture of the figure, some facts about Dilophosaurus. And the card's also compatible with the new Zoic TCG game. Kickstarter just ended on that, and I think those cards are shipping around February. So pretty cool. They can use these art cards with the TCG game. And of course, you get your standard stand with a couple different attachments, and your closed and run and toe feet, which are easily swappable on the figure. And now let's take a close look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with that absolutely amazing head sculpt. This is truly a work of art. It incorporates all the new stuff that we know about Dilophosaurus, that keratin sheath over those double crests, and they're sculpted so nice and thin. They're much thinner than the BOTM crest, which obviously sports a different head sculpt, but just the paint apps are absolutely beautiful on it. You have little streaks of red and blue and some nice washes and dry brushes of dark colors to bring out all the details on the crest. The very small eyes are beautifully painted. You get some nice like rusty orange on the snout and these dark brown markings, and I can't say enough about the bright blue mouth. Looks absolutely incredible. There's just so much paint work on the head. This thing just absolutely stands out from most of the other BOTM figures. Going down to the neck, we get more beautiful paint apps. You can see a lot of nice folds and wrinkles that just pop with those washes and dry brushes. Going down to the forearms, you got some nice proto feathering, all done out in gray. Nice wash to bring out all the details. Claws are painted in a nice glossy black paint. You have that new rubber piece for the extra feathering on the body, make it different than the BOTM version. Looks absolutely fantastic, nicely painted with all those washes. The hind legs are half feathered. Feathering stops around the knee, and they got this nice, beautifully scaled lower leg with some nice washes, bring out all the scale detail. A little bit of white paint on the feathers at the bottom of the base of the tail, and then the tail's about half feathered. You get some nice dark brown paint apps on the tail. So yeah, all around, this thing looks absolutely incredible, and it's just a ton of fun to play around with. For articulation, I said with the old BOTM Dilophosaurus, this has one of the best articulation of any of the figures in the line. Mouth can open up that far. It can close completely flush. You do have a triple jointed neck. Head can look up that far. And using all three joints, you can go about that far and down that far. And then using all three of those joints in tandem, let's just zoom out a little bit so you guys can see it. You get some beautiful side-to-side movement on all three of those joints working together. Forearms can move backwards and forwards, and they can also swing out about that far. And then forearms can open up about completely straight and just under 90 degrees of bend. You get some nice rotation and inward and outward movement on the wrist joint. For the torso joint, you get some nice side-to-side movement on that joint, as well as some nice upwards and downwards movement on that joint. Hind legs can move forwards and backwards. For the knees, it's really tight in mine. They can extend that far and bend back. Really not that far. Always my biggest complaint with these figures. Really love more articulation on those knee joints. For the ankle, you get some forward and backwards movement. Those feet move really good now on those new upgraded disc joints that have become standard on all their figures now. And for the tail, up and down, side to side, same thing, triple jointed tail, lots of joints in that tail. And the end of the tail is rubber that you can bend for more poseability. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Cyberzoic Argentius. Next up, here it is with the BOTM Dilophosaurus. These two figures complement each other very well. I'm using the Cyberzoic as a male because of the more brightly colored crest, and obviously the BOTM as a female. And putting them side by side, you can see how much thinner the Cyberzoic crest is sculpted. Love the differences with the crest. I love seeing variation between species in dinosaur figures, and even the blue inside the mouth is different colors. Absolutely fantastic touch. These are like two of my favorite Creative Beast Studio figures. They're just an absolute ton of fun to play around with. Next up are a few different Dilophosaur figures from other companies. In the back over here, we have the Mattel Hammond Collection, and then to the left we have Collect Days. Holland Goods, it came as a pair, one standing, one sitting, and I just want to note, I hope Creative Studios can somehow figure out how to make leg articulation to allow our theropod dinosaurs to sit like that. That is like my biggest want. It would make these figures absolutely perfect. And then the last one in the back is Safari Limited. And lastly, here is a group shot with some of the Cyberzoic species. At the back, we have Allosaurus jamesoni, Dryptosaurus, Deinonychus, and the Chilobator with the Razorhound armor. With my experience with the Razorhound armor, I'm really looking forward to the Pyrodactyl armor, which goes with the Dilophosaurus. If it's the same play experience, I'm going to have a great time with that armor set, so very looking forward to that. So final thoughts on the Cyberzoic Dilophosaurus. This thing is incredible. It received a glowing review. I have no complaints about it. That head sculpt is just to die for, and all those amazing paint apps all over it. This thing is just a work of art. The articulation is super fun on this figure. This body type is one of the most poseable figures from Creative Beast Studios, and this body type is actually going to get reused as Cryolophosaurus, which I think is releasing at the end of December, beginning of January. Very looking forward to that figure. So yeah, this thing is awesome. So like I said, begin the review. Link to order this is down below in the description. Do not sleep on this figure. The first Dilophosaurus sold out very quickly, and I expect the same to happen to the Cyberzoic version. Just a couple more figures to do. Just the Utah Raptor and the Kickstarter exclusive Dino Riders Smilodon, and I will be done reviewing this round of Cyberzoic figures, so stay tuned for all that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys for the next one.